Okay. Yeah, Shambhavi, am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah, actually, I want to give a small recap of previous session. Okay, because there is a logic behind it. Okay, once we just recap 5 minutes for the previous session, then we can go to the further. Okay.
Okay,
Hello.
sir.
Okay. So, I need active participation from your side. So, what do you mean by SAP introduction? Shambhavi, you can tell me. SAP is a ERP, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
System application.
So we have discussed that SAP is a ERP. ERP is nothing but it is integrated with all the modules, which means all the departments with the help of ABAP language, right?
Right.
So here we are discussing about the FICO module, which means FICO department configuration, right? So in that FICO means uh, fi- it
Finance
include
and control.
finance and control. Yes, exactly. So finance is nothing but all day-to-day transactions of the business, right? All day-to-day transactions of the business. We are generating the reports and we are submitting to the government, right? Controlling is nothing but it is just like a budgeting and also the internal purpose. So, for example, we have multiple products in our organization. We are we are we are we want to know that how much of profit we are getting internally. So internal reporting purpose we are creating. Okay. For example, if we have a 4 products, we want to know what are the profits for the 4 products so that internal management can decide whether we can continue the product or we can stop this product. So this is the only for the internal purpose. We will prepare the reports. Finance is nothing but we will prepare the report for the government to submit the reports to the government. Okay. Next. Now after that we discuss about the projects, right?
Yes.
No. So what are the
Yes, sir.
projects you tell me?
Rollout project.
First implementation. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Implementation project. Okay. Next.
Uh, Next we have
Rollout
next we have
project.
rollout. Rollout. Yes. Next is
Yes.
rollout.
Rollout project. Yes. Next.
Upgrade.
Next.
Support.
So these are the major projects, right?
Right.
Right. So when it comes to the implementation project, if the client is not using any ERP, any software, so for the first time they are doing this implementation, we can do it. We can call it as a greenfield implementation,
Green.
right?
Greenfield implementation.
Yes, exactly. So for the first time when the business is doing, we can call it as a greenfield implementation, which is nothing but we are doing from the scratch, right? So when the business is already using other ERP or any other software, we need to transfer the data. How we transfer in the mobile, right? We need to transfer the data from old software, which means legacy system to target system SAP. At that moment, we will call it as a brownfield
Ground.
implementation. So apart from this two, we have a user is using old ERP or some other system, but they want to transfer the only specific data, not all the data. For example, they're using this old system for 10 years, but they don't want to transfer the 10 years data. They want to transfer only 1 to 2 years, 2 years data. So at that moment, we can call it as a blueprint implementation, which is nothing but hybrid approach. Okay.
Great.
Apart from this, you are familiar with this rollout project. Rollout project is nothing but we already did the implementation
Implementation
for one
in another
location.
location. Copy the settings which is required.
Yes, exactly. So the next is upgrade version. Now, how we upgrade the mobiles, right? In the same way, when we are switching from older version to new version, we can say it as upgrade version. Okay.
Yes.
Next is support project. Support project is when the business is completely using this ERP. So, but after that, they require some new developments or they're getting any issues in the system. We need to
Know
fix
the
this. That
errors.
we can call. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the yeah. So this is the done. Next is what are the documents are required. Okay, I will give you. Once configuration documents are required. Configuration documents are required and business blueprint. Okay, and testing documents. When we are discussing further, we can just explain like what are the testing documents. As I mentioned, there were a unit testing. So we made a development only for the particular unit. We need to do the unit testing. Next is integration testing. Is nothing but it in any development related to between two departments. That testing we can call it as an integration test, right? After
Yes.
that, in SAP, if you open the screen, this is the easy access screen. Okay, which means this is the end user screen. For example, if you observe, there are all the departments, finance and accounting side. If you observe accounting, financial accounting, right? Logistics,
Hmm.
which means material department, sales department. Okay, so this is the HR department. As I mentioned, SAP is nothing but the list of all the departments, right? ERP, nothing but. Okay, so this is all the end user screen. So end user can do the operations from this easy access screen, right? But as a consultant, okay, as a software consultant or developer, what we need to do, we need to perform the settings. Then only the easy access screen will work. So further, this is the search bar. If you can find the search bar right here, we need to go to this SPR. Okay, when I click on SPRO, it will come the SAP reference image. Okay, this is the configuration screen. Okay, display IMG, which means this is a setting related screen. Okay, in a technical term, we can call it as a configuration screen. Okay, SPRO screen. Once we get it, once we perform all the settings, then only this easy access screen will work. Got it?
Got it.
So here, what we created, we as of now we have created the company code and company and business area, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. Somebody, you tell me what is the difference between company code and company.
Basically, let's say Tata. So basically, Tata is a huge. So it has sub like Tata Steel, Tata Electronics, Tata Motors, and that comes under company code. So sub part of the company comes in the
Yes,
company
yes.
code. And
The group of yes, yes, exactly. The group of the company we can call it as a company. Under company, we have a different kinds of business: Tata Motors, Tata Steel, Tata Unicorn. So this is the company. Tata Group is the company, and these are the Tata company codes, right? So what we did, we created the, for example, in a system, we have made the settings. For example, enterprise structure, definition. There is a two options. First, definition. We need to tell the system. We need to define what is the company and what is the company code, right? We need to close finance and accounting, define a company code. So as per our example, this is the company code, right? What is Tata Group, right? So we have created the Tata Group, Tata 01. We click on this new entries. Okay, we click on new entries and we have given the Tata 01 and name of the information. I mean, name of the company details or something like this. We created the Tata 01 as a Tata group of company as a company, right? Later that what we did, we created a company code, right? Here we created a company code. These are the company codes, right? After that, assignment is nothing but we are telling the system these three company codes belongs to Tata Group. Here we have
Group.
assignment, right? Yeah, where we have said assignment, right? We have
Okay.
clicked now. Yes, assignment. Okay, assignment, financial accounting, assign company codes to company, which means here I have assigned TAMA company code. So TA01, Tata 01. So that system will identify these three company code belongs to the Tata group of
A
companies,
group of
right? So this set,
companies.
yes, yes, exactly. So This setting was done. After that, we created the business area also, right?
Right.
So at the time of business area, if you're able to recall, we did not assign the business area to the company code, right?
Right. Because business area is big.
We-
It
Yeah,
can.
business areas it belongs to. I mean, yeah, when we want to take the report, for example, here 10 lakh, 10 million, I got a profit for Tata Motors, Tata Steel 10 million, Tata Automobile 10 million. Combined together, Tata Group of companies got a profit of 30 million. But when it comes to the business area, is nothing but if you have a three business areas, for example, business area, we have a three business areas. For example, Hyderabad is one business area, Pune and Bangalore. So for when I created a business area, automatically these three business areas belongs to three company codes, which means nothing but just I want to know how much of profit related to Hyderabad, okay, how much of profit related to Pune, or how much of profit related to Bangalore, right? So this concept is clear, right? This one also done. Then after that, we have created the
Variance.
organizational structure. Yes. Okay. Yes. After that, what we created variance, right? Variant is nothing but the set of settings we will create. After that, we will assign the settings to our company code, right?
Yes.
So what are the variants we created?
Fiscal year variant. Vesting period variant.
Clear.
And pay status.
Fiscal year variant, right? Fiscal year variant is nothing but fiscal year is nothing but financial year, right? So our companies are belongs to India, right? So we need to follow April to March, right?
Right.
So that is the reason we created a financial year. What is our first period? April is our first period, right? So
Yes.
March is our 12th period. So what we did, we instructed the system like this is the first period and March is the 13th, 12th period. So that what will happen? We have here in OB29 is the T code I just directly using OB29. What is the fiscal year we created? T3, April to March. Okay, when I click on this calendar year, what will happen?
It will go according to the calendar. January to June.
So no need. So once if I click on this calendar here, then no need to maintain the periods, right? The system will automatically consider it as uh, calendar year, Jan to February, Jan to December periods as a 1 to 12. Okay, but in our example, April to March. So April is the first period, right? So this is the months 1 to 12. This is the calendar months. After that, in January we have 31 days, February 29 days, for example, March 31 days. This is the days, right? In the system, I'm telling that April is my first period, May is my second period. So in the same way, March is my 12th period, right? But technically, when the ninth was completed, December was completed. Now, for example, the October, okay? So October, the year will change, right? Technically, the calendar year changed, but our fiscal year will not change, right? That is the reason we will use the year shift. So which means -1. Okay. For example, here December. As per the December, our fiscal year, we are still in the ninth period, right? But when the January, when the next January will come, as per that calendar, 2026 will start. But as per our fiscal year, 2026 is not yet started, right? That is the reason we are using this year shift. Got it right? So, so next, year dependent. You tell me what do you mean by this year dependent?
It will be like
It is
2020 also
only
may.
applicable. Yes, yes, it is only applicable for the 2025. In 2026, we need to create another fiscal year, right? Because, for example, we are implementing the project. We are implementing the project in the middle of the year. Okay. So when we are implementing the project in the middle of the year, okay, what we need to do? Sorry. as I mentioned, if we are implementing from August month. Okay, so what will happen? August, when implementing, August is technically as per the fiscal April to March. August is my fifth period, right? When April is my first period, August is my fifth period, right? So for this fiscal year 2025, I have a short-term fiscal year, right? Because we are implementing the SAP from August month onwards only. But next year we have a new fiscal year, right? Once this March completed, 2026, I mean to say that 2025, our fiscal year is different from 2026 fiscal year because we implemented SAP in the middle of the year. That is the reason we need at that situation we need to use this as a year dependent fiscal year. Got it? After that, we need to assign this fiscal year to same. Once we create it, then we need to assign this fiscal year to our company code, right? Now you got the concept of fiscal year, right?
Yes.
Hello. So next, posting period variant. So posting period is variant. You tell me what do you mean by the posting period variant?
So whenever a GL account transaction happens, so let's say customer is posting anything. So in which posting month it should be restricted, or like that we can
Yes,
restrict.
posting period is nothing. Yes, posting period nothing but 1 to 12 period. As I mentioned, April to March. For example, calendar. If you follow calendar month, January to December, we have a 2 periods, right? January to 12 months, right? Apart from this, we have a 4 additional periods for adjustment. If any business user, I mean, if you receive any invoice very late in the December, we supposed to receive invoice in the December, but we did not receive. But we need to enter this invoice for the 2025 period only. At that moment, what will happen? We, for the business sake of, they created the additional periods, right? That is, those are the 4 special periods, right? With the help from the posting period variant, what we need to do, we will create the variant and we will assign to the company code, right? After that, we have a account groups, right? What are the account groups? Account types, sorry, account types.
Account
Yes,
account
account types,
types:
nothing but A for assets.
A for asset, S for GL, M for material, K for
Yes,
vendors, and D for customers.
yes, exactly. A for vendors, D for customers, S for GL, right? So if you notice, what is the variant?
M for
Posting
material.
period variant code. For material also. So these are the account types, right? So posting period variant, what we did, okay. So you know this transaction code, right? For example, if you want to go to the SPRO screen, and if you're already open any other screen, for example, OX12, if you want to open any other screen, OX12, the screen is already open. Okay, so we cannot. So when the screen is already open, we want to go another screen. We need to do by n, which means it will close this screen and it will open another screen. If you want to open a new window without closing this existing T code, existing screen, we need to click on O. Okay, OP52. So if I open OP52, now you can see 2 screens are open, right?
Right.
So if I click on /n, it will close this session and it will open another session. Okay. Okay. Now you tell me what is our posting period variant? TAMA, right?
Yes.
Okay. TAMA star is mean nothing but is a mandatory. When we click on the star, it will open the it will tell you the which period required to open. But after that, we can give in detail like what for assets if it is required to open or not. For customers, it is required to open or not. For vendors, it is required to open or not. For material account, it's required to open or not. And GL, right? So now you got the concept of posting period variants also, right?
Yes.
Now why I'm going to repeat all these things This is a concept, field status variant. Now you tell me what do you mean by the field status variant.
So while filling the form, like some fields are mandatory, some are optional, some
Yes.
are not
For
required.
example, if this is an application form, so if you find any application form, for example, this is the date of birth form. For example, date of birth or passport related passport application form. So in that application form, what you have: name, date of birth, and age, city, address, address to. Okay. So for example, these are the mandatory. Okay, I will color it as yellow, and this is the optional. So these are the mandatory fields. This is optional. For example, next uh, address 3. This is hidden field, which means you cannot see this field in the application form. Okay. But when you're going to fill this application form, these are the mandatory means you need to fill these forms details, right? You need to fill the name, you need to fill the date of birth, age, city, address, and you can fill this address to optional. If you want to fill, you can fill, but system will allow if you do not fill also, right? And I said address is a hidden field, like it is not visible in the system, right? I'll tell you. Mandatory, optional, hidden. So when it comes to the field status variant, what we did first, we need to create the field status variant, right?
Right.
What we did, we created a field status variant. Now you tell me for creation of the field status variant.
We copy the standard.
Exactly. So we copied the standard one, which is 0001, right? So once we copy the standard one, 41 dependencies are copied, which means 41 groups are copied, right? So what is the T code for field status group? Variant, sorry. Okay, statement also, if you want to
OBC.
use. Okay, OBC. So this is the default one. So we click on it and we will copy it, right? So position, what is our TAMA? We created TAMA, right? Once we created a TAMA, every field status will this group have a 41 entry, right? So we now you tell me. Now you can understand the point, right? So we created the field status group, field status variant, which includes 41 groups, right? 41 field status groups. But after that, we assign this field status group to company or company code, right? What is our field status group? TAMA, right? So after that, we assign this field status group to our company code TAMA, right? Hello. So the
Yes,
system will
yes.
identify that this field status, yes, field status variant is belongs to our company. After that, we have in this field status variant, we have a 41 groups, field status groups. So where we will assign these 41 groups in the respective GL, right?
Right.
So if I open, if you want, FS double zero you can use, FS 30. This is the here we will use this field status group. Okay. Okay, let me open another system because it settings was not done, so I was unable to open it. First was zero. Okay, give me 1 minute. Here we assign the field status group, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So here we assign the field status group. Okay, let me close this session. So there is a logic behind that is the reason just I recapped all the sessions. Okay, so we have created a field status variant, and after that we have assigned that field status variant to our company code, right? Every field status variant have a our field status variant have a 41 field status group. In that, in each respective GL, we are telling to the system like which field status group is it should follow, right?
Yes.
Right. So if I open field status group, how it works? G001. This is the group, right? If I open this group, in this group, these are the fields there, right? General data. If I open the general data, assignment number, text, invoice number, hedging, collective invoice number. So as per this, for example, it is a surplus, it is not required, right? It is required entry means when you enter any transact any day, any when you post any document, okay. So this field is not required. Surplus means required means this field is mandatory. Optional means whether if you enter or not, it is fine. Okay. Now you got the concept right. Normally, what do you mean by this field status group, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So yes, 41 groups are created, and in the GL we are telling the system for each GL we are assigning the field status groups. Okay. As per these settings in that field status group, we will follow the. I mean, it will take the fields accordingly. Right. Perfect. Now you understood the concept of field state, how this field status will work, right? Next, we discuss about the document account types. These are the account types. Apart from this, we have discussed the document types, right? Document types is nothing but to segregate the documents, right? For example, if you post any document, it should follow the respective series, right? So that is the reason we created a number range, and also we created the document system. SAP already predefined the document types, right? For a GL, for the GLs, we have a document type of SA, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So, so for if you open FBN1 also, FBN1, what is our company for TAMA? This is the 01 was created. Why it was created? The document type SA. Okay, the document type SA was predefined by SAP, so that in that document type SA, the number range was created as 01. That is the reason we are creating the FBN1. Okay, so now we understood the concept as of now. Now I'm going to tell you. You understand this field status group, right, Shambhavi?
Yes, sir.
Okay, OB41 slash and OB41. Okay, so these are the posting groups, posting keys, right? You understand the posting keys? Yesterday I mentioned that this is the transactional. I mean, this is the entry which I explained. Personal account, debit the receiver, credit the giver, right? Real account, debit what comes in, credit what goes out. And nominal account, debit expenses, loan losses, credit all incomes and gains. For example, I show one entries related to the GL, right? Rent account data to cash account or bank account, okay? Or bank account. So you tell me this rent account is the expenses. That is the reason we debited, right? As per the rule, right? And
Right.
cash or bank is it is going from the company, so that is the reason we credited. but posting is nothing but it will tell you the behavior of, for example, 40 posting is nothing but this system automatically identify that 40 means it is related to the G and GL debit, right? 50 means it is related to the GL credit, right?
Yes.
Okay, I will open the screen. 41. This is a failed status group, right? Under field status variant, we have a field status group, right?
Right.
Hello,
Yes.
right? So here what I opened posting key, right? Here, if you notice, so OB41, I open the posting key 40 related to the GL, right?
Hmm.
So in the tab, if you open the posting key 40, it is telling that it is related to the debit, as I mentioned. After that, it is related to which account type GL, right? So if you do any reversal for this posted document, it will take the posting key 50. How it means, for example, okay, rent account data to cash account. So if we, for example, 1000 rent, 1000 cash, right? So if I thought, for example, I by mistakenly I posted this JV general, okay. So later that I realized that it is not a correct entry, right? So in SAP, once we posted any document, end user they cannot delete the document, okay. So instead of the delete the document, they can reverse the document. Now you tell me what is the reversal entry, or Nikita, you can also tell.
Cash account data to rent account data.
Yeah, cash account data to
Rent account data.
rent account. So it's nothing but the system will first. Earlier, what we did, we have debited the rent account. Later, we have credited the rent account, which means it will knock off, right? The 1000 debit minus 1000 credit. So what will happen? It will clear the both the accounts balances, right? So instead of the deleting, it will we need to post the reversal entry, right? As per accounting standards, we cannot delete any document. We need to reverse this documents. Okay. So at the time of the reversal document, it is same thing mentioned in here. Like for 40 key, if you reverse this 40, then it would be the 50. Okay. So if I open this 50 also, if you reverse the 50 key, it will take the 40, right? Here also
Right.
same, right? What is the this is the 40 key. Okay. If you reverse, okay, I will tell you posting or reverse, right? So for the posting 40, if you reverse it, it will take the 50. Right? Here it is 50. It will, if you take that, it will reverse 40. So same account will reflect, right? As I mentioned, cash account data to rent account, right? So now we are going to the logic. So I just open this field status groups and these both parallelly beside pages. Okay. So here we know field status group. In posting key also we have the field status. That is the reason I explained the complete scenario. Okay. If I click on the field status, I have a both options, right? General data, general data. Okay. I will open both in a single screen. Assignment tab, text, invoice, hedging, collective data, references. Same information, right?
Right.
Right. Now you tell me why this same information was mentioned. Just try to do, because you will, for example, yeah, we created a false field status variant. In that we have a 41 field status groups, right? In these field status groups, these 41 field status groups, accordingly we assign to the GLs under company code, right? In FS00, right? Now you tell me in a posting key also we have the field status groups, right?
Right.
If you check field status groups, both are same, right? right? Okay, so I will tell you. So as I mentioned, field status variant we will be created and we assign to the company code, right?
Yes.
Company code. And also these groups are we assign to the GL account, which is also related to the company code, right? But
Okay.
as I mentioned, posting keys, who created the posting key? These are the standard posting keys. Got it? So SAP already given this predefined posting keys 40 and 50. Did we created this 40, 50? No, right? SAP already
No.
created from there, right? So do we assigning this 40, 50 to our company codes? No, right? So
No.
which means it is for all company codes. How many company codes? Which means is it I mean higher to the company code we have a client. Client is nothing but client is nothing but it is for all the company codes. In our SAP, how many company codes are there? How many companies are there? All should follow this posting case, right? So there is a difference between these field status variant groups are assigned to our company code, but these posting keys fields are assigned to all company codes. Okay, so at that moment, what will happen? These fields, both fields are same, right? Right? Hello. Both fields
Yes.
are same. So when I uh, when I use, for example, any document entry, what is our document? So rent account. Okay. So rent account, if I created a GL, the name is 1000. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. For example, rent account, the name is sorry, the GL is 1000. Okay. So for this, the field status group in the GL is what is that group? G001 general, right?
Yes.
G001 general. Okay. So when I selected this GL, automatically the fields mentioned in this group it will appear, right? So in
Right.
the same way, if I select a posting key 40 also, 40 group also same, right? G001 general, right? Right. So the both fields are same, right? So both fields will appear. But if you observe this, you understand this logic. Suppress means not required. Required entry means required. Optional entry means whether we can enter or not, right? In a posting key, for example, one field is there, which was, for example, text field. Okay. Now you tell me text field. This is the text field. I selected for this purpose for to enter this entry. I selected the sorry. What is this field status group for this GL? G001. Okay. Okay. So for this text, the settings of the text in 001 in posting key. Okay. So in posting key, I mentioned as surprise. Okay. So in field status variant, the respective GL, we mentioned as optional. Okay. So which field, which priority it needs to take, right? Because both are the same field status groups. Got it? One is assigned to company code, one is assigned to the client level, which means all it is belongs to all the company codes, right? It is little bit tricky, but try to understand. So the settings are different. So how it will take, for example,
Okay.
either text is optional entry. For example, here I mentioned is text is suppress. In this field status group, I mention as text is optional. Now you tell me how the system will react, whether it is suppress or whether it is optional. Got my point, right?
Yes.
So actually, how it will react means it will take the priority basis instead of no, there is a no logic like it will take the client level first and it will take this company code assigned field status variant is second. Not like that. it will take the priority. The surplus is the highest priority. Okay. If somewhere it was mentioned is surplus, then it should take the surplus only. Okay. Then after that required entry, which means after that surplus, somewhere it was mentioned on highest, it was mentioned in required entry, it will take the required entry. Okay. So here that the logic will work like this, for example. But when we do this document, for example, first priority is surplus. Okay. This is the priority. Let me note down. Surplus, required, optional. Okay. So these are the three field status, right? So then the field status settings are different from field status variant in GL account and also posting key. So it will not take any priority, like first we need to take the posting key as a priority because it's a client level. Second, we need to take the company code GL related field status group. It should not like that. So it should take the status priority. Okay. Priority based on the status.
Okay.
Okay. So you understand the concept, right? Now, just I want to clear you one thing, that field status are mentioned in the both levels. One is field status group is we already discussed, but in the posting also, in this posting keys also, we will have the field status. Okay.
Okay.
Now you got the point. Okay, now we can go to this recap of the session. I mean, sorry, not a recap of the session. As of now, we discussed about the operating chart of accounts, group chart of accounts, country specific chart of accounts, right? Now you tell me what do you mean by operating chart of accounts. The list of the chart of accounts, we will call it as, so list of the GL accounts, we can call it as the chart of accounts, right?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
So operating chart of accounts is nothing. Operating chart of accounts is nothing but yes.
Day-to-day business transactions something.
Yes, exactly. Day-to-day business transactions entry, we will use the operating chart, direct entry. So what do you mean by group chart of accounts?
It will take from the operating charts of accounts. It will combine the data together.
Only when we want to do this consolidated data, we can use this group chart of accounts. Then what do you mean by the country specific?
Geographically, if it is belongs to India, then it will be considered
Yes.
together.
Apart from this, yes, exactly. Apart from this operational chart of accounts, do we need to submit the reporting for any other countries also? As per based on their accounting principles, we need to do this operational chart of accounts, right? Country specific chart of accounts. Sorry. So now we can go to this settings SPRO. Financial accounting. GL general ledger. GL account. Edit chart of accounts. Here we can find out the T codes also. So T code means with the help of the transaction code, we can directly enter. The last 4 digits are the T codes, right? Edit chart of accounts. Okay. We have created the TAMA operator chart of accounts, right? In operational chart of accounts, we mentioned that language is English. The length of the GL is 6, right? Which means if the length of the GL is 6, all the GL numbers will start with 6 series. Okay. Then, as I mentioned, controlling area integration. The integration, for example, GL. If I said we will record all the expenses on profits and everything in the GL. In the same way, controlling side, we will create the cost elements. Okay. So after this, we will assign this chart of accounts to the company code, right? TAMA. We have assigned the chart of accounts of TAMA, right? we are going to create the account groups. OB, somewhere, yeah, here also we can define account groups, OBD4. Okay, I will tell you what we mean by account groups. Is our intelligent account data. We understood the account types, right? Which means assets and liability, material and everything, right? Account groups are nothing but, you tell me, Shambhavi, Nikita, you already aware, I think. Okay, so rent is an expenses, right? For every organization, we have a multiple of expenses, right? Rent, okay, salaries, salaries paid. Okay, these are all the expenses. Okay, there are, like, I can call number of expenses, right? So number of expenses I will mention as one expenses group. Okay. Okay. So in every organization, apart from this expenses, we will have the incomes also, right? Interest received. Okay. And also salaries, which, for example, any profit we receive. This is the group, right? Expenses, incomes. Okay. So do you aware of the balance sheet? I mean, do you know what are the things will come in the balance sheet?
Assets and liabilities.
Yes, exactly. So assets and liabilities. Yes, exactly. These are the two items we will come in the balance sheet. So in the same way, when it comes to PL and statement, profit and loss statement, we will get this expenses, expenses and revenues. Okay. Okay. So we have two financial reports we need to generate. One is balance sheet. So balance sheet will include assets and liabilities. P&L sheet, profit and loss statement. How we know the profit of we are getting? We need to uh, we need to understand how much of expenses are occurred and what are the revenues are there. So the deduction will come under the profit, right?
Right.
So assets is nothing but cash, bank. These are the assets, right? So in an account group, you tell me assets is one asset account group, income is one asset account group, it is one account group, liabilities in another account group. For example, I will create another account group for some any additional accounts. Okay, so now I will create the account groups. New entry. AMA. Asset group is ASSE. Assets. AMA. Okay. Now you tell me how the system will account group from which account to which account. As I mentioned, expenses, we have a lot of expenses, right? So to club together, I mean to say that to create the number of expenses, we created as these asset groups. So in under these asset groups, we can create the type of the assets. Okay, I mean type of the assets under the GL. Okay. 13. What is our chart of account? TA MA, right? So here I mentioned the length of the GL account is 6, right? So now you tell me, for example, if I take 100, 1000 to 2000. So I need to create the GLs of asset related GLs from 1000 to 2000, right? So if I click on S, now you tell me what is the error.
Because it
1000.
is not up to 6.
Yes. If I click on it, digits are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? But what are the digits we mentioned here? What are the digits we mentioned here?
6.
Please make a note of it, and further we can check. Okay, which means as of now we are not creating, which we created the account groups. Okay, so at the time of GL creation, it should give the error. Okay, at the time we can come back and we can change it. It's okay. We have created this account groups.
Sorry to interrupt. Do we need compulsory 6 digits, or is it okay if it is below 6?
There is not actually, as per the business, normally in the real time they will use the 6 digits. If you want to use the 4 digits, you can use 4 digits.
No, I mean if we mention here 6 and then we insert interval as 1000 to 2000, then will it throw an error, or is it like
Yes,
up to 6?
exactly. I'm about to say the same thing, because what will happen here, we have mentioned the 4 digits. Intentionally, I mentioned the 4 digits, right? But in the initially, I was mentioned the 6 digits, right? But here we did not created any GLs, right? We created the asset group. Okay. So I will tell you the logic when we create the GL creation, right?
Okay.
Okay. Example, if I mention 6 here in the screen also, I can mention the 6 directly. So for that, what will happen? You will not understand where how this GL reflection will come to this 6. For example, you directly mention that here I 6 mention, right? You directly
Hmm.
mention that here also we need to mention the 6. Otherwise, we will get that error, right? You are in that assumption, right?
Yeah.
And you're also now thinking that why the system is not giving any error.
Hmm.
Okay. So I will tell you at the time of GL creation. Okay. As of now, we did not created any GLs, right? We just created the account group. Next, what is the security? TAMA. Next, ASEAN company code to chart of accounts. Account group was we created, right? Now you understand the concept of this account group, right? In this account group, in OB13, sorry, in chart of account, we mentioned the length as 6, right? But
Hmm.
in the account group main, mentioned only 4 digits, right? So we need to check further what error will come at the time of GL creations. Got it? Hello.
Yes, sir.
If you want, you can. didn't get box. So before creating this, what do you mean by GL configuration? We need to perform some other mandatory baseline setup or some other settings. Okay, then only system will done. Okay, so now you tell me as a chart of account level what we created. First, we created a chart of accounts, right? Next, we assign this chart of accounts to company code, right? Assign to
Yes.
company code, right? Next, what we did, we created account groups. Are the account groups, right?
Okay.
Expenses, incomes, assets, liabilities, others. These are the account groups, right? So how the if you notice the account groups, okay, in the same screen, OB D4. In the same screen, we are mentioning the TAM. Yeah. In the same screen, we are mentioning the chart of accounts so that the link is there. The chart of accounts is TAM. These chart of accounts already linked to our company code. So system is easily identified that these account group also related to the company code TAM, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So no need to assign this account group separately to our company because this account group linked to our operational chart of account. These operational chart of accounts already linked to company code. Right? I will mention this account group assign to chart of accounts, right?
Hmm.
And chart of accounts assign it to company code. So no need to mention, I mean, no need to assign the account group separately to company codes, right?
Right.
Okay. Now you understand the concept as of now. Now I will tell you one thing. Apart from this, we need to do perform some other settings also. Shababi, you have a 50,000 today, end of the day. In your pocket, you have a 50,000. Okay. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
So you have a 50,000 in your pocket. Okay. End of the day. So that is your closing balance, somewhat like. So immediately next day, how much balance you are supposed to have? 15,000, right? Got my point, right? 18th EOD, you have 50,000, okay? Which means closing balance. I'm talking in a layman language. On 19th morning, how much balance you have? I mean, how much in cash you have in your pocket? 50,000, right? Right?
Yes.
So in the same way, for any company, ending fiscal year, for example, 2024, ending, for example, 2025, ending fiscal year closing balance is 30 million, for example. So, fiscal year starting of the fiscal year 2022, opening balance, how much we can expect? 30 million,
Okay.
right? Right?
Yes.
So, that is the reason we have a retained earnings account. Retained earnings account, which means that opening balance and closing balance, how the data will transfer, right? For example, here the data will transfer. How it will transfer? The closing balance we have for 50,000. So when the 2026 started, then how the system will know how much the opening balance? Because it will transfer the data from closing balance account data to opening balance account, right?
Yes.
Right? Closing balance account data to opening balance account. That account we will call it as a retained earnings account. Okay. So for this we have a transfer. As of now, we did not created any GLs, but this is a mandatory setting before creating the GLs we need to do. Let me open it. So what is our chart of accounts? TAMA, right? So which means this retained earning assigned to our chart of accounts. This chart of accounts assigned to the company code, right? So we can directly create this retained earnings. It is automatically assigned to our company code. Got it? So you P&L statement. As I mentioned, expenses and losses will come under the PLN statement, right? So the profit also under PLN statement, right? Balance sheet will only include assets and liability, right? If you want to open, I will open. Okay, if you notice, okay, this is the expenses and revenue. From the revenues, we will deduct the expenses, then we will get the profit, right? So the profit of 2025, ending profit of 2025 should be transferred to 2026 fiscal year, right? So that is the reason we are creating, for example, just I will give any name, any star or any one digit will accept it is ID. If I click oil, I'm not creating any account. I did not create any account. So that is the reason I'm giving the blank. Once we created account, you can ignore this message. Let me tell you one. I want to save because I want to show this message. That is the reason just a mix. OP53 TAMA. Okay. I want to give I account I did not created. Later, once I created, we can assign the account. Okay. So if you observe, this is the warning message, right? So in SAP, we have a 3 messages, right? Which is warning. Warning means system is telling that you did not enter the account number. So it is giving warning like you did not enter the account number. So do you want to continue or not? So if we are confirmed that we are doing perfect, then we can continue. Next message is information. So sometimes system will tell you that what are the things are happening. It will give you the information messages, right? Any document was posted. So it will tell you the so and so document was posted. That was the information. The next is error message. If anything is going wrong and you posted anything incorrectly, or for example, as we discussed, field status text is mandatory, right? So you're trying to enter a document without entering the field of text. At that time, system will give you the error message, right? So I click on I. So I'm doing everything is perfect. I want to give the account number later. That is the reason I will ignore the warning message. What I need to do, and just click on enter. I will save the changes. As of now, we discussed the all the settings. Okay. So I will tell you one thing. Now we have created the company code, business area, and also the organization setup. Release a fiscal year. What is the fiscal year we need to follow? And what is the posting period, and what is the field status variant, and document types all predefined, and account types, and everything we created and we assigned, right? Later that we created the chart of accounts, and also we have assigned the chart of accounts to our company code, right? I mean, indirectly it was assigned to the company code. After that, we created the retained earnings also, right? Hello.
Yes.
So, what we did, most of the thing, we created a first definition, right? Next assignment. In some cases, we manually assigned to the company code. In some cases, indirectly it was assigned, right? But these two are required. What is chart of account? It was indirectly assigned, so not chart of account. Account groups, it was indirectly assigned because chart of accounts was directly assigned to the company code, right? Hello, any confusion?
No, sir.
Huh? No, no, right. So now I will give you one T code OB by 6. This is the global parameters. As of now, what we did in a single screen, we can find out. Okay, what is our company code? TAMA, right? Tata Motors, right? These are the things we did, right? Company code. In a single screen, we can find out what are the details in our company code. TAMA. What is our chart of accounts? TAMA. What is our company? TAMA 01, right? What is our fiscal year variant? T3, right? What is our field status variant? TAMA.
Yeah.
What is our posting period variant? Yes.
Yeah.
So if you want to give this assignment over there or else,
Say what is the T code for global data?
included in the documentation also, and we can go to the path also. Notice the OBY6. OBY6. Okay, I will note down here also. In the sheet also I mentioned global parameters. Okay, OBY6. If you don't want to assign also, here also you can assign. For example, here also I can check. If I want to remove the company, here also I can. Okay. So this is a single screen related to all the assignments. Okay, global parameters, nothing but complete details related to the company code. Okay. If you observe, chart of accounts is there. What is the company code is there? What is the credit control area? Later we will discuss what you mean by credit control area. Okay. So here we have a company code is a productive. Product is nothing but this company code is using for the day-to-day transaction, which means it is a dummy company code or else business transactions are going on this company code. If it is a tick mark, then this is something like an alert system. Okay. So next fiscal year variant. What is the fiscal year variant? What is the VAT number of this company code? What is the fiscal year field status variant assigned to this company code and posting period variant? Okay. So all these data, negative postings are permitted. Okay. When we post any documents for this company code, any negative posting means minus related document, for example, 1000 minus amount is permitted or not. Okay, what is proposed fiscal year? Business area financial statements. Do you want to generate the statements business area level or not? Here we need to confirm. Okay, this is the global parameters of all these things. So in the next session, we are going to discuss about complete GL configuration. Okay, as of now, we created the GL configuration only up to as of now we have created only for chart of accounts, assign company code, chart of accounts to company code, groups and retained earnings, right? Now we are going to complete the GL setup on Monday. Okay, Monday or Monday and Tuesday we will complete the GL configuration. Then what will happen? Wednesday onwards, end user screen. What is the end user screen? Easy access screen, right? Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, our easy access screen will work for GL. Complete GL module, the easy access screen will work. Okay. Meanwhile, if you can recall all the sessions, or if you want to share the documents, you can share. Nikita, I will share the documentation for you also. If you want, I will take some other session for you. Okay. To create the company code and business area.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I think we can wind up the session.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Monday, Tuesday, we are going to do the complete GL setup so that yeah, Wednesday onwards, our end user screen will start from GL module side. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Bye everyone. Happy weekend.
Bye.